Most people don't realize this, but one small number, 59.5, quietly controls when you can finally stop working without getting punished for it. Miss it, and you could lose thousands. Use it right, and you might unlock a version of retirement years earlier than you ever thought possible. If you're in your late 40s, 50s, or even early 60s, and you've been wondering, when can I actually stop working without risking everything, this video is for you. Because the truth is, most people think retirement is about hitting a big number. $1 million, $2 million. But that's not what really decides your freedom. In a moment, I'll show you the hidden rule that changes how your money works for you, and why understanding it could mean the difference between working until 67 or walking away years earlier.
Here's the problem. Most people save for decades, putting money into retirement accounts, following advice, doing what they're told, but they never fully understand the rules of when they can actually use that money. They think, I'll just retire when I feel ready. But the system doesn't work that way. There are gates. And if you try to access your money before the right one opens, you don't just pay taxes, you pay penalties. And those penalties can quietly erase years of progress. And here's where it gets serious. Imagine you've built up $800,000 in your retirement account. You decide at 57, I've had enough. I want to enjoy my life now. So you start withdrawing money. On the surface, it feels like freedom, but behind the scenes, you're hit with a 10% early withdrawal penalty, plus regular income taxes. That could easily mean losing 20 to 30% of what you take out. So that $50,000 you thought you'd live on, suddenly it's closer to $35,000. Now multiply that mistake over a few years. You're not just losing money, you're shrinking your future security. You're increasing the chance you run out later. And that's the quiet fear many people carry, not running out of time, but running out of money.
So what's the turning point? It's 59.5. That's the age where something changes, something most people overlook. Once you hit 59.5, you can withdraw from most retirement accounts, like 401ks and IRAs, without that 10% penalty. You still pay taxes, yes, but the punishment disappears, and that changes everything. Think of it like this. Before 59.5, your money is locked behind a glass wall. You can see it, but if you try to grab it, an alarm goes off and you pay for it. After 59.5, that wall disappears. The money becomes accessible, flexible, usable. And that's why this number matters more than most people realize. Now let's break this down into something practical. First, understand the difference between access and freedom. Just because you have money doesn't mean you can use it efficiently. 59.5 gives you access without penalty. That's step one. It's like getting the key to a door you've been standing in front of for years. Second, timing becomes your greatest advantage. If you're 55 or 57, you might think you're close enough. But those few years can cost you tens of thousands if you make the wrong move. Waiting just a little longer can mean keeping far more of what you've earned. Third, not all accounts are equal. Some money is more flexible than others. Retirement accounts follow rules, but taxable accounts, savings, and other investments don't have the same restrictions. That's why people who plan ahead often create bridges, money they can use before 59.5, so they don't have to touch their retirement funds early. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine your retirement as a three-layer system. The first layer is your flexible money, savings, brokerage accounts, money you can access anytime. The second layer is your restricted money, your retirement accounts, locked until 59.5. The third layer is your guaranteed money, things like pensions or Social Security, which typically come later. Most people focus only on the total amount, but smart planning is about sequencing which layer you use and when. Now here's where it gets interesting. What if you don't want to wait until 65 or 67? This is where people start to realize retirement isn't an age, it's a strategy. If you can cover your expenses between, say, 57 and 59.5 using flexible funds, you can delay touching your retirement accounts until the penalty disappears. That short window, sometimes just 2 or 3 years, can protect tens of thousands of dollars. And that's the difference between guessing and planning. Let's make this real with a story. John and Linda were both 58. They had about $900,000 saved. John was burned out. He wanted to retire immediately. Linda was more cautious. She kept asking one question: what happens if we wait just a little longer? They sat down and looked at their numbers. If John retired at 58 and started withdrawing from their retirement accounts right away, they'd face penalties and higher taxes. Over just 2 years, that would cost them roughly $40,000. But they noticed something else. They had about $120,000 in a taxable investment account. Not huge, but enough.
So they made a decision. John retired at 58, but they didn't touch their retirement accounts. Instead, they used that taxable money to cover expenses for the next 18 months. When John turned 59 and a half, everything changed. They started withdrawals from their retirement accounts, penalty-free. That one decision, waiting strategically instead of reacting emotionally, saved them tens of thousands. But more importantly, it gave them confidence. They weren't guessing anymore. They were in control. Now here's the framework you can use. Step 1. Know your number. Not just how much you have, but how much you need each year. Clarity here removes fear. Step 2. Identify your bridge funds. This is money you can use before 59 and a half without penalties. Savings, brokerage accounts, even part-time income. Step 3. Calculate your gap. How many months or years until 59 and a half? That's your bridge period. Step 4. Protect your retirement accounts during that gap. Avoid early withdrawals unless absolutely necessary. Step 5. Once you reach 59 and a half, shift your strategy. Now you can draw from retirement accounts more efficiently, controlling taxes instead of triggering penalties. It's simple, but it's powerful. And here's a quick question for you. If you stopped working tomorrow, would your money last? Or would it quietly start shrinking faster than you expected? That's the difference this strategy makes. It turns uncertainty into a plan. Because at the end of the day, retirement isn't about escaping work. It's about choosing how you spend your time without financial stress following you. If this helped you see things a little differently, take a second to like the video. And if you want more strategies like this, subscribe to the channel. And in the comments, type the word plan if you're starting to think seriously about your next step. Because the truth is simple. You don't need more time. You need the right timing. And once you understand that, everything changes.